Coil springs. Hello, welcome to Two Car Garage. We are leaving for Moab tomorrow. That's right, in less than 24 hours, Project King Kong, our little camper there, are going to be hooked up, rolling down the road on our way to Utah. So that means today is all about wrapping stuff up, getting that ready to go, getting this ready to go, and we're going to review a couple of things, like why there's coil springs and exhaust, and some other parts laying on the ground behind there. We'll get all that taken care of in this video. Come along for the ride. Let's get something done. Always gotta get this. Nailed it. All right, here we are at the Muffler Center in Austin, Minnesota. Mitch and Tyler inside. They've been helping me out, come up with a game plan for an exhaust system on Project King Kong. Now, don't get me wrong, it's loud, it's rowdy, and that's fun. But when you're cruising down the interstate for 8, 9, 10 hours a day at 70 miles an hour, I don't need to have a headache. I don't need to give my wife a headache or my dog. So we're gonna see what we can do to make it a little bit more mellow on the interstate, but still have a nice throaty sound when I get into it, you know, above 3,000 RPM, and just make it a little bit more drivable. Those guys are taking care of me. Let's see what we've come up with and see what it sounds like. Let's get in there. All right, this is Marshall, is that right?
Yes, sir.
From Muffler Center in Austin, Minnesota. We are here to do a little bit of exhaust work, get some high clearance, some maybe a little quieter experience driving down the road. Marshall, why don't you just kind of talk us through your game plan?
So what we've got currently, it's got 3-inch head pipes coming down from the manifolds back to where it wires together into a 3.5-inch system. What we're going to do is split it from where the 3-inch wires together to the 3.5. We're going to do dual 3-inch back to a dual inlet 3-inch dual outlet stainless bodied muffler that's got an internal X pipe, which will help cut down on the resonance in the drone inside the cabin that he's experiencing. From there, we're going to come out with 3-inch up over the axle. We're going to keep it high and tight for ground clearance. We're going to cut it right in front of the sway bar, kicking down towards the ground. Pretty simple system, but it should be effective for what we're looking for.
Excellent. So it'll stay nice and high and tight.
Yep.
Give us kind of integrate a X pipe.
Correct.
So
yep.
Help with some of that resonance and quiet it down a little bit.
Absolutely.
Excellent. And yeah, and so flow plenty good for the motor that's in it.
Yep. Dual 3-inch will do everything this motor needs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Excellent. Well, thanks a lot. We'll check in later.
Sounds good.
All right, got Marshall here at Muffler Center in Austin. It's finished.
It's done.
Walk us through, Marshall. What do you got?
It's a pretty simple system. Dual 3-inch coming off the back, tucked up high for ground clearance when he's wheeling this thing. Come underneath. We got heavy 1/2-inch hangers holding everything up solid and sturdy in place. 3-inch tails coming into a 3-inch dual outlet, 3-inch dual inlet MagnaFlow muffler, 1-inch stainless band clamps, inlet outlet. Same with the 1/2-inch heavy duty hangers up here. And like we talked before, split the Y pipe where it originally came together from the 3-inch to the 3.5 and just did true dual 3-inch all the way out.
Awesome. So it's a little bit more mellow, but we still get that great crossover, right? Because that muffler integrates an X pipe.
Yeah, it's got an internal X pipe inside that'll help cut down the resonance in the drone inside the cab, but it'll still have a good bark out the back.
And with dual 3-inch, we got plenty of flow.
Absolutely. Yep.
Well, I think the next step is to hear it.
Sounds good.
Thank you. Marshall's going the extra mile here, climbing up so we can listen to it in the air. Yep, that's killer. Yep, that sounds pretty dang good. All right, here we are inside of King Kong. New exhaust is on. Because I lack foresight, I don't think I recorded what it sounded like in an accurate comparison before. Maybe I had it on. We're winging it, okay? But here's what it's like now. I'm at idle, it's warmed up. I'm gonna hit the interstate. We're gonna do like a moderate acceleration. Still working on the gear braking, so we're not gonna go crazy, but nice deep tone. We'll hit 3 grand a couple times. There's 4,100 RPM. And we're catching up to semis in a hurry. Then once I get up to interstate speed here, after I get around these semis, downshift. Easily accelerate. Alright, cruise control is set at 70. I'm spinning about 1900 RPM. And I think I'm kind of yelling because I'm used to talking over the exhaust, but it's really not necessary. It has made a big difference. Just how pleasant it is inside. I mean, I like knowing I have a V8, but I don't want a headache from it, especially not when we're driving 13 hours. So the guys nailed it. Nice job, Muffler Center. Great guys to work with, really friendly. We had a couple of, a hiccup as per usual with this truck. They didn't have the muffler they thought they had on hand, but they took care of me. We got it figured out. Yeah, I'm happy. Another item checked off the list. We're making progress. Well, hi, Brandon.
Hey.
Long time no see.
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks or so.
Yeah, long time away from the shop.
Yeah.
So I had to come back. I came in today to do some touching up. Walk me through kind of what Tim did back there and what we were looking for to get ready.
Sure. Yeah, the final shakedown before the trip out west and kind of seeing how everything works together. We adjusted the front coilovers, the rebound compression, kind of got those dialed in. The ride height kind of adjusted it. It was leaning like a ½ inch to the one side. And then with that, the alignment and tweaking that, dialed back the caster a little bit. We had the caster up pretty high, and that's feedback from you driving it, how you like it versus,
right.
Yeah. And now we're at 7.5 degrees, so it should be money for that long drive you have ahead of you. And then what else? We flexed it out.
Rear bump stops.
Yep. We kind of revamped that. You had a good idea with the rubber pad. We had some here, so now we have weld-on ones.
Yeah.
So rather than just the one bolt in there,
a little more secure. Tim watched that video and was like, I think I can do something better.
Yeah, for sure.
Go for it, Tim.
Yep. And then bleed the brakes, just ran through, put a wrench on everything once again. All of our paint marks were money, so nothing moved, but just extra reassurance that you're going to have a good, safe drive and a fun trip.
Yeah, it makes me feel better knowing that. I go top to bottom, inside and out, but I'm not a professional technician. It's awesome getting the reassurance that professionals looking at it inside and out, top to bottom as well, especially when we have a 1,200-mile trip, 5 days of wheeling, and then another 1,200-mile trip pulling a trailer.
Yeah.
In 3 days here. So.
And it's awesome to have a customer like you as well that you're not afraid to get your hands dirty and double check things, and So when we work together and the communication is open between us, it turns out to be an awesome project.
Yeah, it's coming. It's it's getting dialed in. I'm super pumped to head out. So
I heard you pull in this morning and the smile hit my face. You know, the exhaust sounds great. Everything is great with this thing. So.
Awesome. Well, great. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Good seeing you.
Yeah, nice seeing you.
Well,
have a fun trip. I can't wait to see the videos.
You're going to get some pictures and videos.
Awesome. Well,
all right, some of you may have noticed that this is sitting a little higher than it used to. We went to Zeus Offroad, got the front dialed in, much easier to do on a lift. Worked with Tim, getting the preload set just right, working on a couple other little things up front. And the more I stared at the rear springs and the way the rear sat, the less happy I became. These are a Curry 4-inch spring, and they just weren't up to the task of carrying this thing tall enough. I was about 2 inches shorter tire defender than I was on the front. If you measured from the ground to the frame, kind of same deal. I just didn't like the Carolina squat look. So went with a Evo MFG 4.5 plus ride spring for the gasser. Now it's sitting just about level, maybe about a 1/2 inch taller in the rear, which is perfect in my opinion, because as soon as I put a bunch of heavy stuff back here or I hook up the camper, that just kind of brings it down to level, maybe just slightly below, but I want to try to stay as level as possible. Better for towing, you know, just for the steering feel for these long trips, headlights, all that stuff. So nothing really wrong with these, but the plus ride, the way they sit, I'm really happy with this change. I apologize, I did not get that on camera. It was kind of a real quick last minute overnight parts, zip a bolt out of the shock, let the rear end droop, slide new ones in, put it back together. I just got that done yesterday, and in the whirlwind didn't get the camera out, so I apologize for not capturing that for you. But new coil springs in the rear, I'm very happy with the ride, very happy with how it's sitting now, that much closer to being done. All right, one of the last things I need to do before we head out is pre-tension this winch line. Considering it had less than 1,000 miles on it when I found it and had never been used off-road, I'm not going to take the chance in assuming that this winch was pre-tensioned. It's wound up fairly nicely, but I want to pre-tension this winch. Why do we do that? Is just in case there's any slack on the rope around the drum when the first time we actually need to use it and put tension on it, that doesn't suck the line into itself and create a bind in it. So we want the rope wound around the drum under tension, so it's pre-tensioned. When we go to use it, there's not a bunch of slack to pull out before we actually start pulling. So I'm gonna go find an empty parking lot, wrap this, get this hooked up to a tree or a light post, pull out everything except for the last wrap on the drum, and then I'll just put the truck in neutral and slowly wind myself in. That way it's wound under tension, aka pre-tensioned. So let's find a parking lot and have people make weird faces at me. All right, I think that's going to do it for this episode. Hopefully this was somewhat cohesive or makes sense. Today, obviously, got the camper behind me set up, getting all of our stuff in there. We wound the winch line in, pre-tensioned that, and went over some of the other stuff I've done, the exhaust, the coil springs, another trip up to Zeus to dial stuff in. So now it's just final little personal items to get squared away at the house, and we're on the road tomorrow. So appreciate you watching this episode. Please like, subscribe, it's free, helps me out a lot, lets me know that you guys are interested. So with that, we'll see you in Moab.